My name is Ayesha. I didn't come from power or privilege. I wasn't handed a shortcut or born with connections. I came from late nights and early mornings. From a place where dreams were bigger than the rooms we were allowed into. I was raised to believe that hard work always wins. That if you keep your head down, follow the rules and give it your all, success will eventually knock on your door. But I learned something much colder in the corporate world. Sometimes, success doesn't knock. Sometimes you have to build the door yourself. And then kick it wide open. Straight out of university, I landed a job at one of the top firms in the industry. A company that everyone admired, led by a man everyone respected, Zayn Malik, the CEO. On the outside, he was the image of a modern business leader, well-dressed, eloquent, charming. But behind that expensive smile was something else. Something darker. Something that didn't like smart women. I was young, driven, and hopeful. I thought I was lucky to even be there. I remember my first week. I showed up before the office even opened. Eager to prove myself. I volunteered for everything. I brought ideas, fresh strategies, and solutions to problems the company had been ignoring for years. And people noticed. Except they didn't see me, not really. They saw my ideas. And Zayn? He made sure those ideas became his. It started small. Him finishing my sentences in meetings, or summarizing my presentations in his own words. Then it got worse. Entire projects I worked on for weeks were suddenly branded under his name. He took credit for successes I bled for. I sat in rooms watching men clap for work that came from my mind. My hands, my sleepless nights. And each time I spoke up, I was told I was too emotional, too aggressive, too difficult. You should be grateful, one of the board members once told me. Most women don't even get this far. I smiled, but inside I made a promise to myself. They will see me, just not in the way they expect. So I stopped trying to be seen. I started building in silence. Every lie they told me became fuel. Every closed door became a blueprint for something bigger. I studied the business deeper than any of them ever did. I learned every weakness in their model. Every complaint from clients they brushed aside. Every shortcut they took for profit. And then I started my own project. A tech-driven platform that solved the very problems they ignored. I didn't post about it. I didn't announce it. I just worked. Night after night. Weekends. Holidays. Zayn was out giving speeches about innovation. I was actually innovating. I built a small team. Passionate, brilliant, underestimated people like me. We didn't need a giant budget. We needed purpose. When we launched, I didn't expect fireworks. But I got an earthquake. Within the first 2 months, 5 of their top clients reached out to me. They told me they had always known who the real brain behind the company was. One of them said, "We were just waiting for you to stop hiding behind him." Zayn tried to respond the only way he knew how, by attacking. He sent lawyers, leaked fake stories about me, tried to block our growth. But what he didn't know was that I had kept everything. Every email he edited. Every document he signed off with my work on it. Every silent witness who remembered what he stole. When I exposed him, I didn't just show the truth. I dismantled the false legend he built. Media got involved. Investors pulled out of his company. Board members resigned. His name started trending. Not as a visionary, but as a fraud. His company began falling apart. He begged for meetings behind closed doors. He offered partnerships, even payouts. I refused. Instead, I bought shares in his company. Little by little, quietly, until I owned a piece big enough to take control. And the day finally came. I walked back into that office building. The same building where I was once told to fetch coffee. To smile more. To wait my turn. I walked into the same boardroom where I was talked over, cut off, and dismissed. Only this time, the power was mine. The silence in that room was deafening as I signed the final document. Zion? He didn't even look me in the eye. I sat in the CEO chair, his old chair, and looked out the window at the skyline. I had imagined that moment for years. But what surprised me most? I didn't feel anger. I felt peace. I didn't just win. I became the very thing they said I couldn't be. Now I lead my own company. I speak on stages, not because I stole someone else's work, but because I built something real. And I use my platform to lift others. I fund female entrepreneurs, mentor young women in business, and invest in dreams that are still being laughed at in boardrooms. And now I tell my story. Not for sympathy, not for fame, but for every girl who's sitting at her desk wondering if it's worth it. Let me tell you, it is. But don't wait for permission. Don't wait for them to see you. Build your own path. Let them doubt you. Let them overlook you. Just don't let them stop you. If you're still here, I want you to do something. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video, not just to support me, but to support every underestimated woman rewriting the rules. This story isn't just mine. It could be yours too. And remember this, the moral of the story. Revenge doesn't always wear a crown of fire. Sometimes it wears a power suit, speaks softly, and signs checks with the same hand that once wiped away tears. Never underestimate a woman who learns how to rise in silence, because when she finally speaks, the world listens. Don't skip that. Let it echo.